I've been stuffed in your pocket for the last 100 days. When I don't get my bath, I take it out on the sleighs. So grease up your baby for the ball on the hill. I'll polish them rockets now and swallow those pills and say, oh. Space Lord, mother.
Hello everyone, it's the Spaceman coming to you from the space capsule, otherwise known as the mobile studio. And I'm just sitting out here, in the parking lot of Wendy's because I just ate a bacon jalapeno cheeseburger. You may have caught my review. I just did, and should already be posted and ready to watch. Don't watch it unless you want to go eat something. If you're on a diet, don't be watching. It's going to make you hungry. It's going to make you want to go eat. So anyway, I'm just sitting out here in the parking lot, and I got my Dr. Graybo Royalton here. Straight billiard. Nice grain. Oh no, I got some pretty nice Graybos. Some people say, that's cheap over-the-counter pipe, whatever you want to call it, drugstore pipe. I don't know. Got some pretty nice ones I favor. So, I'm going to load that up with some Russ fudge cake. I got it in my Peterson pouch here. Man, this stuff smells good. So, getting back to this pipe, the whole thing with drugstore pipes. I noticed, and I only noticed this, over the last 4 or 5 years, that CVS, they do not carry pipes or pipe tobacco. However, they still carry liquor, diet soda, and all other kinds of junk, that can cause cancer or cause diseases in people too. So it's kind of like, demonizing tobacco again. Oh, so tobacco is the evil one, right? It's the devil's weed, or whatever they want to say. I don't know. I keep selling all this other crap, artificial sweeteners and stuff with artificial preservatives in it and all kinds of crap in it. Might even be worse for you than the pipe tobacco. So that's why I go to Walgreens for that if I want that. I get my prescriptions at CVS. They're cool in that way, but I go to Walgreens. Like, if I want to look at a pipe or some tobacco. Now you say, you're probably thinking, well, I got like all these high-end pipes. What do I need to go, messing with drugstore pipes for? Well, I'll tell you what, I like to buy these Graybos sometimes. They're a unique little thing. They're not a high-end pipe, but they're just as good as any high-end basket. There isn't such a thing as a high-end basket pipe, but budget pipe, put it that way. They've been around for 40 some years now. They're out of Sparta, North Carolina, I think. So, I think it's really cool to go in there, go in Walgreens once in a while. I mean, you're not gonna find a Peterson tobacco pouch. This is a nice one. It's got a little zipper to put a lighter in and everything. And you're not gonna find something like that, but you can look at some Dr. Graybos, Missouri Meerschaum corn cobs. They would sell Captain Black pipe tobacco. They sold another brand in a can as Blender's Gold, and which wasn't very good. I did buy some of that. Had a lot to be desired. And then they had this other brand, I think it was Lark or something, that was a really low on the totem pole blend, but I tried it out. It's just a really low-end OTC blend. The Blender's Gold, I think it was the Toasted Black Cavendish is the one I picked up. I actually did a review on that on my channel. So yeah, it's kind of fun to do that, you know. It's kind of like, you know, if you go to a flea market and you look at things and, like for pipes or lighters, or, you know, and they got lighters in CVS and Walgreens too, so. But so got me a chocolate frosty here. It's just melted just right, like a milkshake now. Chocolate milkshake. Goes good with my Russ fudge cake. So, a little while ago, Matches 860 did a video. He did a video on where he worked at the retirement home, and I guess there was a patient in there, an elderly lady. Got somebody like stopping here behind me. I don't know if they're checking me out. You know, when you're smoking a pipe, it's like people right away think it's a pop pipe or something. They're so like not used to seeing people with pipes anymore. It's like just a lot of it's gone by the wayside, I guess, out in public. So anyway, Matches did this video, and he was talking about when he worked at the one of these homes he works at. He still works at them, at one of them, and there was this elderly lady in there, and he told this story which culminated in with this compactor in the story. In the compactor room. It was kind of it was a really funny story. So kind of triggered a memory that I have of when I used to work at K-Mart when I was 17 years old. It was the first real big store I ever worked at. Before that, I only worked at, like, you know, small store, and I had a paper route when I was in high school. So I got hired at K-Mart. It was in the autumn of '81. And it was mostly just Christmas help for the busy Christmas season. I was there about a good 5-6 months span. So I was in the maintenance department, and I would get there like 8 o'clock in the morning, an hour before the store would open. So my boss, George, he'd be running the buffing machine. I'd come in, and I'd get the dust mop. I don't know if you've ever seen them things. They're real long, you know. And I'd get that thing, and I'd basically start at one end of the store, and I'd do the whole store, dust mop the whole entire store. And then I would go back, and I would spot mop. maybe, you know, and I'd clean up some stuff when I was dust mop. If there was stuff spilled in the aisle, I'd clean it up, whatever I had to do, you know, I'd do that. But occasionally I'd be called upon to do something else that was maintenance related. May not have been always cleaning, you know, but maybe moving shelves or building shelves or doing something like that. So now the managers all went by code names. Now there was the head manager was M1, that was the big guy. You know, then there was M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, and so on. M7. So one day, one of them came up to me. I believe it was M3. I don't really remember. And he's like, "Hey, can you get a hold of? Can you do a favor for me?" I says, "Yeah, sure." He says, "Can you get a hold of another guy and get the ladder and, you know, get up there. We got some bulbs around the store need replaced." Now, you know, these bulbs and these fixtures, these fluorescent tubes, they're all but 6 feet long. I mean, they're like huge. So they're all 6 feet or 7 feet, something like that. So we get the bulbs down, the bad bulbs. I hand them down the bad bulbs. And replace them with the new bulbs, and we're putting them in carts or flatbed, whatever we put them on. I don't really remember, but so he's like, so we take them back. We take them back to the trash area. So there's another guy back there. He's standing there. This other fella. So I says to him, what do I do? Just leave these here or throw? Well, what do you do with the bulbs? I didn't really know whether you threw them in the compactor or not, you know. He says, "Come here, I'll show you what we do with them. Want me to show you what you do with these?" I'm like, "Yeah." Well, this guy looked like he was ready to get into some, some stink. Like mischief. So he grabs one of the bulbs and he stands back about 10 feet and he just chucks it like a spear. Now, these kind of bulbs, they got a vacuum, and when they smash, they are loud. They pop and they're like boom, like a bomb going off. He's laughing. He says, "Oh, this is a lot of fun." He goes, "You should try it, right?" I'm thinking to myself, I don't think we should be doing this. So, but we did it anyway. We got involved with it. I was 17. It was my first job in a big store. Most stores all have, big stores anyway, have these compactors. But I never really worked in a big store, so I didn't really know too much about that. So never being around a compactor, it was new to me. So here we are, we're chucking these light tubes 10 feet across the compactor room into the compactor, and it's boom, they're exploding, right? So it's a couple days later, I'm back there, and I go back there to bring some trash. Excuse me. And I hear this awful grinding sound, like screeching, grinding. You like that impression? I mean, it was terrible. And this lady's, "What happened to the compactor? What happened?" I don't know, right? So, George comes back. He's, "Hey, somebody's been throwing glass tubes in here. You ain't supposed to do that." "I don't know anything about it." Well, he said, you see anybody throwing glass tubes in here, tell him about it. You let me know. I'll take care of it. Sure thing, George. So it's like a couple of weeks later, I'm back there. I see this guy Caesar back there. And him and this other guy, as I'm coming through the warehouse, I can just see them from straight in the compactor room, and they're both backing up and they're chucking these big tubes and they're laughing. It was loud. I said, hey, I don't think you guys are supposed to be doing this. We don't care. All right, I won't say nothing. So, just a little story there of how these guys were ruining the compactor. And every time this would happen, you know, they'd have to call in the outside maintenance man for the compactor, and he'd have to come in and I guess take it apart or do his business, whatever he had to do to clean it out and get it running again. So it wasn't really funny, to be honest with you. But you had to be there. It was funny at the time. You know, and I remember another time, they had all these candles, these little candles with the little flowers, these little knick-knack doodads or whatever the heck they were. And it was about 10 or 12, 13, maybe 15 carts of these things full in the compactor room. So I'm back. I come back here to throw something else. What's all this stuff back here? And I was asking somebody about it. He's like, I think we got to destroy all this. I said, destroy all this for what? He goes, well, they got credit for them. They're defective. I guess they weren't all defective. I was looking at them. I said, are you allowed to take any of this? He says, no. I said, you can't give it to anybody. You're just going to destroy it. You could give this stuff to people. I mean, well, you can't stand out front of the store and hand stuff out. I understand, you know, you got this reputation, right? But, you know, at least they could have given some to some of the employees there. So they didn't. I just can't do it. You gotta throw them out. So, you know, that's the thing with that kind of stuff. If you've ever worked in retail, and I worked in retail for probably 11 more years after that. And those are the kind of things that happen in retail. So you get used to seeing it after a while. Believe me, the retail business is a lot of fun. But it's very crazy. It can be very crazy at times. I mean, I have a lot of stories to tell on here to share with you. I worked in retail, like I said, for close to a dozen years. And got a lot more stories than that. I saw a lot of things over the years. A lot of craziness. Just waiting for that guy to call the cops. Tell him I'm over here smoking a pot pipe or a hash pipe, waiting for the cop to pull up any minute. Just be like my luck, right? What do you got in your pipe? Excuse me, sir. What do you got in that pipe? It's tobacco, officer. Russ's fudge cake. Want to smell something? Let me see that. It's brown. Shine a flashlight on it. Smells like chocolate. That's what it is. That'd be a crazy ending for a video, wouldn't it? Well, it sure is good with this Wendy's chocolate frosty. So, like I said, it's always fun to go into Walgreens and hunt me down a nice Graybo. I should take a ride down there tonight. Oh, I don't have any money right now. By the way, I got my eye on a pipe, and I've been scoring like several websites, and I start out looking at all different pipes, and then I'll put like maybe 4 or 5 from each site on there on my wish list, and then I'll go through them and I'll narrow it down to maybe 2 or 3, and then out of that I'll narrow it down to one pipe, and then another pipe on the other. Then I'll narrow that down to one pipe, because right now it has to be just one pipe. I'd like to order 2 or 3 at a time, but I don't have the funds for that right now. So I found a nice pipe, really nice, and it's a really good price. Now, Pipes and Cigars just ran a sale on Peterson Dublin pipes for $60. You choose a pipe, but you were guaranteed the shape, the stem shape, and the texture, like smooth or rusticated. The finish, but you're not guaranteed the color. And I believe that's the way it went. You're not guaranteed the color or the shape, but you're guaranteed the finish and the stem shape, but not the bowl shape or the color. So I was gonna go with that, and then now they're completely gone. They just sold out right away. And so now I found another pipe which was actually less than $60, and it is gorgeous, man. This pipe is nice. And so I'm not going to tell you what the pipe is, but you'll see it when I get it. I'm going to pull the trigger on that order in probably a couple days or something. And not tomorrow, but probably the next day, or next couple days. So I'll be doing a box opening for that. That'll be coming up in a future video. So with that being said and done, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Russ fudge cake in my Grabo Royalton. Billiard. These sell for about $40, I think, online. And I think you can get them direct from the factory for $31 or $33. See, Grabo is a decent pipe. It's not, it's a budget pipe, but they're nicely crafted. They're solid. They're put together well. The stem comes apart nicely for cleaning. They're easy to clean. They've been around for like 40 plus years, maybe 45, 47. I don't know how many years exactly, but their slogan, of course, made in America, and made in the good old USA, whatever it is. And they're in Sparta, North Carolina. I believe that's where it is. Still in business after all these years. You must be doing something right. And, I like to take my Grabo with me when I go out somewhere. This way, just in case something does happen, it's more easily replaceable. All right, I'm going to jet out of here, and you keep looking up there at the sky, and you might see a ship flying by your house or your car, and then you may see the good old spaceman appear on your iPhone, your computer, or your Kindle if you click on that little button, and it might just land in your area. Yep. And be talking to you about some BS, right? Okay, folks, I'll see you in the next video around the next corner. Y'all have a good one. Later.